Hey up. It's leg day again. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I was feeling kind of sick. And to be honest, I think I'm glad I had the extra day off because this was hell. I decided to try and up my volume, and as you can see, that's 100 kilos. And this set put the fear of God in me.
Whoa. Whoa. Shite. One.
My bench has had it, but it needs to hold on for a bit longer till I can afford a replacement.
Whoa.
You could argue that was rest pause, but I don't think it was, and I'm not going to lie, at that point in time during the set, I was fearing for my life. But a barbell Bulgarian split squat's a lot like a bad woman. If it ain't putting the fear of God in you, it just ain't worth it. Which incidentally is just like my girlfriend.
Christ, that was scary.
Next on to calves. Now, you're going to notice I use a different implement for my calves than I did the last time I did this. Honestly, triceps bars are a godsend, and if you don't have one in your home gym, you're really missing out. And there is, I believe, 90 kilos on that, which I take for high reps. And I want to just stress this, is the Milo Wolves of the world that say seated calf raises don't work the calf, and this scientific study says the calf. No. And this scientific study says that the calf muscles don't grow in a seated position because they do not work the correct femoris amenti, blah, 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 blah. And I'm a science man. Listen, unless you've got calves like Matt Mendenhall, shut up. And despite my impression of Jeff Nippard, I do not hate Jeff Nippard. I'll give the man his credit. He's achieved a lot, but come on. They've worked for years. They'll still work. I want to just stress that this exercise is quite tedious. Next time I'll go heavier.
Oh, I nearly dropped that on my toe. Oh boy.
You'll notice I haven't edited any of this. It's literally just raw as it gets. So you will see me set plates up. I don't get why I keep those. Oh wait, I know why I keep them in, because I'm too lazy to edit. Also, I'd like to thank everyone who watched that video I put up of me overhead pressing 62 kilos that got over 200 views. I'm really flattered that people took the time out to watch that. And if the guy who commented on that video, sorry I forgot your name, thanks for your comments about my strength, though personally I really don't think I'm that strong. And thank you to that one person who subscribed to me. Thanks. Now we drop down to 8 kilos, which, in my opinion, it wasn't as, woo, as the 100, but lighter work isn't. And if I can't remember if I said this earlier, but higher volume, I'm trying to get my volume up, because I've always been like a high intensity guy, but I mean, I've seen results of high volume and high intensity both, but I kind of want to get that balance right where the intensity is high and the volume is high, and it's in synchronicity. So I'm trying to add, well, you'll see after this, an extra set. It might be quote unquote a drop, but at the end of the day, as long as the set was quality, that's all that matters.
Oh God.
Here is the third drop, or set 3. This is 65 kilos, which last year was my body weight. And that, I believe, will be 60 kilos, that triceps bar that I'm using for calves. The last set was 70 kilos. That's me guessing how much the bar weighs. It feels like a 10, but I could be wrong. I could just not count the bar, well, the implement, but yeah, I like to count it.
Just to demonstrate how unsafe this is. Whew. Oh boy. Am I now?
This part felt absolutely horrible.
Ah, shit.
I trained my weak leg first. That was a mistake.
Ow. Ah. 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 Ow. Oh, good Lord.
This calf set actually felt really good, in my opinion.
Ow. Ow. I'll stop counting, I don't care. I mean, that was. Shit.
And there you see my Crash Bandicoot tattoo. I'm attempting to flex my calves, but they're the same size as my arms. And this
Don't
is a
look good,
really
but
crappy camera. I'm actually ashamed of that. Back was feeling a bit tense, and
Where's my fucking belt?
I decided to stretch out, and this is 105 kilos.
Where's my belt?
I've gone off screen to
Shit.
go grab my weight belt. I was actually quite scared, but I'm really happy how the set came out.
Oh, thank God I did that.
And I'm very proud of this neck work. I believe that's 60. Wait, yeah, it is. If I'd have got one more rep, I would have gone heavier.
Cats are strange.
friend of mine died recently. He was the singer of the punk rock band Certified, and, well, there's parts of this workout where I kind of started seeing flashes of him. And in my head, I was playing, you know, a video on YouTube where Big Lenny gets that tribute made to him with Ice Turfs watching over me. That was playing in my head. But yeah, just remembering my friends that I've lost, and, you know, just whether they were good or bad is irrelevant. It's God's and the archangels. It's their department now, not mine. I'm only here for a short time. While I was doing this set, I decided I was going to get a tattoo on my right hand. Originally, I was going to get YDDL, which stands for You Don't Deserve Love. YKDL, Your Kids Don't Love You. W, I really don't want to admit to this. WYDI, which stands for Wish You Died Instead, which was something my ex-girlfriend had said to me once, because one of her friends died, and she said she wished it was me instead of him. But after that set, I decided I'm going to get YKL, Your Kids Love You. YPAP, Your Parents Are Proud. And finally, 3 lines. GSYE, God sees your efforts. Case in point, I'm just trying to be a better person. We all get humbled sooner or later. Anyway, and enough of the morbid stuff. Yeah, these good mornings, I prefer them this way than the bar on my back. And before I had that squat rack, Zercher squats were all I could do for legs. I tried doing the hack deadlift, I think it's called. That really just does not agree with me. And walking lunges, which I had kettlebells at the time and I fell over. That did not feel good. And stacking plates up and using my kettlebells as resistance and doing step-ups on them, which, you know, is not very good. I must admit, despite, you know, being ill, which I was yesterday and Sunday, and despite just generally feeling under the weather, I've been really impressed lately with my training. I know I'm not great, I know I'm not a good bodybuilder, I know I'm not as good as I could be, but it's all a work in progress, it takes time. I believe that's 65. Yes, it is. And a 35, I believe, neck curl. This is the heaviest I believe I've ever gone on this lift. 60 kilos and 54. I won't say 55, but I only had two 2 kilo plates. Well, 4 2 kilo plates, and my 2.5s were too big. I probably should invest in some like really long, ultra heavy dumbbell handles where you can fit like 100 kilos on them at a time. But like most things, like most home gym things, it's all patience. I want to just stress that I was, at this point, burnt, as you can see from all the high volume, but, you know, do what you can, and as much as I enjoy this lift, I would prefer to do it in a Smith machine, because then that's not going to, my balance isn't really going to be that much of an issue. But when you don't have a Smith machine and you don't go to a regular gym, because I'm what we say in England as a tight-fisted bastard, meaning I don't like spending money, gotta make do what I got. This lift up was really fucking awkward. At this point, I was beat up, but I just forced it. Believe it or not, I felt that really awkward lift in my chest. As I said earlier about seeing one of my friends in a flashback, well, not a flashback, a flash there, in the dropping these dumbbells, that's when I saw him. I'm also using as you'll see in a second, a heavier sledgehammer. If you're wondering why I have just 3 random sledgehammers in my home, it's because at the time, during lockdown, weight equipment wasn't really available, as panic buyers bought all the gym equipment, so I kind of had to make do with hammers. And at the time, I was big into like that mace bell flow stuff, which I suppose it has its place. And the only person I recommend who does that is Zen Kahuna. But, you know, I think it's more for joint health and all that stuff, basically for old people. And raspberry ripples. And that's not me slandering anyone who has any conditions like that. It's just what we say in the UK. And I must confess, I am kind of enjoying these sledgehammer wrist curls. I know they might not be the most optimal and the most, oh, there's that word again. They might not be, you know, the most quote-unquote best, but I kind of like them. But it works back in like the bronze era and all that stuff. I mean, we've got better equipment today, but hey-ho. That being said, I'm not going to do a 2 hands anyhow ever again. That was horrible. at this point, I just wanted to get this workout done. So, yeah, all I had, really. That's 40 kilos on the bar and 44 kilos on the dumbbells. And I believe it's a 10-pound hammer, maybe a 9-pound hammer. The hammers aren't in kilos for some reason, they're in pounds. Don't ask me why, it's just one of those weird UK things. You can in the UK buy like 20 kilo sledgehammers. But I'm not a strongman guy, and I really don't see the point of buying something just for one movement. Well, technically two. I don't really see the point. As you can see, I'm body weighting it now. These just burnt. I don't like to call it a finisher, but, you know, whatever. Last set, best set. This burnt like hell and hurt like hell. At this point here is where I start seeing my dead mate. It's just dawned on me that I have done no core work during this workout. During this, I got a venomous pump in my wrists and forearms. That's why I like it. Anyway, that was the workout. Thanks for watching.